Hello there, viewers. Good day to you. Welcome back to the channel. This fine vehicular module is a 2008 Ford F150. It's the fancy one, King Ranch package, established in 1853. She's got the 5.4, that's the big engine. Customer states that the power windows are inoperative in this vehicle. So as I was driving it in, I found a couple things worth seeing. We're missing the console overhead button assembly for the sunroof, and I'm assuming that since we've got a 3-connector system here, that the switch for the rear window switch would be located here. But that's actually not their complaint. We're gonna get to that in a second. I'm not sure what this stuff's doing down here. That's a fuse block cover and a kick panel cover. So someone's been down in that corner where the fuse box is. But let me show you what the dealio is with these power windows, and then we're gonna start diagnosing this unit. So engine is started. This 5.4 has 197,199 miles on the odometer. Surprising that it made it to 200,000 because the timing systems on these were made out of cheese. Well, anyway, we can see here, let's turn on some lights, turn on the illuminators. And if we look, we've got nothing going on here with this switch. So that's for the right rear window, left rear, driver's front, which is this one here, and then the right side. But what I want you guys to notice, see how the backlight is lit on the power lock switch? The backlight is not lit on these switches. Let's check the other backlights real quick, because I think we are missing power or ground. No backlight on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that the others also have no backlight. So what we've got is some sort of electrical problem with these windows right here. So what we need to do, first things first, is head over to the computerizer. We're gonna pull up all data, and I'm going to pull up the wiring diagram for the power window circuitry, and we're going to bust out the multimeter. That's the Fluke right there, the Fluke 88 automotive version. We're gonna do some diagnoses with the electron meters, and we're going to figure out where we are losing power, ground, or do we have a bad switch or something. So stay tuned. This right here is going to be a very good video. Alrighty, I've got all data pulled up. We've got an 08 Ford F150 2-wheel drive 5.4 flex fuel. That means we can burn diluted gasoline made out of corn in it. It's flexible fuel. Anyway, we're going to find, we need diagrams right over here. We're gonna go towards the interactive. That way we can click on the wires and they light up. So that's gonna be the non-OE. It's just a colorful version of the OE diagrams. We're gonna open that guy up, and we want windows. Alphabetical order should be at the bottom. Collecting windows, regular cab, crew cab, or super cab. Survey says that's not a regular cab because I see 4 doors, so that's going to be crew cab and super cab. Okay, here's our first diagram that's coming up. Let's zoom it in. Let's see what we're looking for here. We've got driver's side window on the left, passenger side, left rear, right rear, and then sliding power rear. Okay, zoom her out some. So all of these window motors here, I'll highlight them. That one, that one, that one, and that one. These all run through their respective switches, which get their power and ground from, looks like the master window position switch. That's this big box that we're looking at right here in the center of the screen. That whole unit there is the master switch representation. So what this master switch has is one ground wire. That's going to be G303, located in the left side kick panel, according to the diagram. So that's going to be down here, left side kick panel by your feet. So that's G303 in there. Again, we're looking for powers and grounds, folks, powers and grounds. So that's our ground side. Coming up, we find the central junction block. That's this guy right, keyboard gravity. That's this guy right here in front of us. So that's a hot at all times coming into the CJB. There is an accessory relay located inside of there, and that gets closed by way of, my mouse not working, there it is. That relay closes when the accessory delay relay control circuit from the instrument cluster is energized, energizing the coil, closing the switch in the relay, and then sending this hot power right here to, looks like a light blue and a black wire, which then distributes power to the rear sliding power window switch. And it also switches at a splice, that's splice 344. It sends the remaining power to the driver door master switch. So we need to go ahead and get access to this driver door master switch, figure out if we have power and ground, and if we do not have power and ground, find out why not, and then go from there. So let's go dig that switch out of the driver door panel. We'll grab the meter, fire this unit up, and see what we can see. That guy right there. I'm gonna get a light for in here too. I shall now unleash the power of the sun. We have illumination. Okie doke, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's power this meter up. We're gonna turn this to resistance, and we're gonna turn on the continuity alarm. That way we get a beep when we make contact with the leads. So let's just self-check this, beeping, and I'll self-check, or self-test the lead as well. So the lead is good, and the wire leads on the meter are good. Let's go ahead and ground this to the body, just for a good ground. That's just a stud for the door check. And we have not very good ground. Hang on. Uh-oh. Check that one. Not making good ground. Bad. Connect it to that bolt and wiggle it some to scrape away the corrosion. This is failing my video. There we go. Okay, so we have now made ground contact with the negative lead. What we're gonna do is we're going to get access to this driver window switch, and come here, don't tear my fingernails off. Oh, there we go. Test a couple things. So we've got 4 connectors in here. It looks like one is for the power windows. Let's check those, make sure they work. So going left. Yep, going right. Okay, that one works. The door locks. Okay, those work. Window does not work. Right side window does not work. Rear windows do not work. Let's just check these at the switches real fast. Unlock. Nothing back here. And up here on this side, nothing here. Okay, it's safe to assume that that side also does not function. So let us proceed. First thing I'd like to do is check our ground. So what we need to do is we're gonna isolate the window switch. We're not dealing with the mirror circuit. We're not gonna be dealing with the power lock circuit because those function. So these other 2 connectors here and here, these are the ones going into the master switch for the driver door. So let's pluck these guys out and get them disconnected. There we go. Okay, we've got a black, a blue, and a yellow. And then these are probably the output wires going to the other door switches. So let's go see which connector is the one that we seek. Okay, pulling back up. So we've got one black wire that's just solid black. That should be our ground. You guys see that right there? And then the power wire that we're looking for, according to this diagram, is a light blue wire with a black tracer. So we need a solid black and a light blue on black. So first, rechecking meters, good. Let's find our black wire. That's gonna be, let's see. The only solid black wire we have is gonna be this one right here. So let's just probe the back of that guy, make contact with the connector, and we have contact to ground. So that tells me the driver's window switch is in fact grounded. So let's swap over to voltage, and we're looking for the light blue with a black tracer, correct? That's gonna be this guy here. This should be our power supply wire coming from the right side kick panel at the circuit breaker. So let's just probe in behind that guy. There we go. 0.3 volts, see that? Disconnecting it. Still says 0.3. Maybe I didn't even make a good connection. Let's try it again. You guys see in there, there's the metal on the back of the pin. So I'm gonna go in right through there. We're making good connection on the pin, double checking it. Couple volts. Oh, we're on AC, I'm stupid. DC volts, there we go. We have no DC volts, nothing. Nada. Okay. I'll tell you what, since the window switch for the rear slider is out, let's see which one of these guys is the one that works the rear sliding power window, because that circuit is also powered off of that same circuit breaker in the central junction block. So we're again looking for the light blue and the black. That makes it easy. So same color wire, but it splits after the circuit breaker. So right here we're looking light blue and a black again. Yep, same one. Stick this guy in the hole here. There we go. And the meter says, looky there, 13.72 volts. So we have power coming from the circuit breaker at the central junction block. Something is wrong here. I don't belong here. So we have power here. Look, got power on this circuit, but at the splice, or at the connector rather, for the driver door circuit, we do not have power. So there's a break in that wire somewhere. So let's go find the break in the wire. So there's probably a couple of ways we can go about discovering this issue. We can start tearing the entire interior apart until we find the whole wire, and then we just look for something that's damaged, or we're gonna use our noggins real quick and do something smart to not waste a bunch of time. See, we've got a bunch of wires coming through a door. That door is a movable part. See that? Thing moves around. It's on hinges to allow it to move. Now, those wires need to come through, and they need to be moving and flexing. Now, what do we know about metal that moves and flexes? It goes through a condition called work hardening. Kind of like if you were to take a paper clip or like a wire coat hanger, and you bend it and you bend it and you bend it and you bend it and you bend it, it gets real hot, and then at some point it's gonna break, right? That's called work hardening, because the wire is being subjected to work, which is energy, and that energy changes the metal and makes it break. And since this right here is a major avenue, this little wire loom is a major avenue for wire flexing, it stands to reason that this would be a good spot to locate a broken wire, which I'm inserting my foot into my mouth because I can't get in there. Can't get in there at all. Let's try to get in through this inside section here. See if we can't find that wire. Might have to poke a hole in it to probe it, but we need to figure out how to test from somewhere. Kick panel has to come out, so that means the floor trim panel has to come up. There's little plastic clips in there. And some door trim. Yay! Here, we'll just fold that back like this. A bunch of water in here. That's not okay. Pull you back. On connector U. It's not much of a help in there. It's a rat's nest. Well, there's G303. There's the ground. I believe that might be my connector. Let me dig around real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've been down in here poking around looking for that wire, and I believe the harness is sandwiched behind this parking brake lever, and I know the hole is right up here, but I can't really find that particular blue and black wire. So we're gonna look over here on the other side. What I'm gonna do next is pull this whole door panel assembly off, and we're gonna take a peek in there and see if we can't figure out where that wire, where it's going and where it's from and where it's been. I believe it's broken due to the work hardening, but we need to go ahead and prove that. So let's get this thing disconnected. We need a pocket screwdriver to get that little panel off. And I'm sure there's some hidden fasteners in here somewhere. There used to be one there. There's one there. Okay, pocket screwdriver for the win here. Get into that panel. Looks like a 10 mil, some 10 millimeter nuts. So let's unnut the panel. That's an 8, not a 10. Oh, this guy's such a loser. Can't even get the right size tools. Two of them. Okay, down below. That's not an 8. That's the Ford 5.5 millimeter. And the one up there is missing. I wonder, there's another 8 back there. Okay, we have multiple fasteners. Yeah. This panel's also been removed once or twice. All these guys have witness marks on them. So let's see, this panel's coming kind of loose, but it's, I don't really want to let go. What's that? That's a speaker trim piece. Okay. Is the speaker removed? No, the speaker is not removed. Let's pull that thing out next. It feels like there's a bolt behind it. See, if I wiggle this up, it kind of just gets stuck there. So I believe some kind of fastening device back here. Or perhaps it's just the speaker that holds this in. But why is this thing not in there? It's weird. Okay, there's our speaker. Let's disconnect you. I think that might have been what was holding the whole deal together. Maybe? How do I feel like this thing needs to slide up to remove it, but I can't slide it up because these little speaker guys are in here. Maybe I need to pull these out. Yeah, see, when I push up on it, see how it binds against. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's just a real tight squeeze. I need to take those out in order to put this back on. There's no way this panel is going to go back together the way that just happened. Okay, so top down, you're looking at what I'm looking at. We need to disconnect the cable for the handle. See that? So what we'll do is pop that thing out. Come out, cable. There we go. I think that was grease that flew off of there, not plastic, because nothing's broken. Okay, so the panel is removed. Let's take this thing and set it off to the side. Put you against the tire. Now I need to go in there and take a gander at these wires, which I can't see anything. Okay. Well, that's not how I wanted this to go. I don't think I need to take that off because there's nothing behind it to remove. So yeah, I've got a hold of the harness. I'm gonna have to cut this harness open, I think, just to figure out what I'm trying to figure out in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it somehow. I'll leave the flexy bit of hose there and then cut whatever's hanging on to it so I can maneuver things around. Bear with me here, let me get organized. Actually, the harness is coming through. I'm pulling this off. I wasn't going to because it's messy and gross, but now I'm gonna take it off. I end up doing a lot of things I say I'm not gonna do. So we've managed to clear out a lot of rigmarole that's in the way here. That being said, let's start from where we started from, which is our wire. Let's go ahead and trace it back and see where it's gonna go. So blue wire goes into the tape, coming down, 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 down. It's still in here. Let's pull this tab off, and that one right there, just for fun. That way we've got some space to work with a little bit. Now the wire is going in through here, and then into the door, and then through the door jamb. So we need to get a little bit more space going here, and then I'm going to start cutting things open to trace out this blue one. Okay, so I'm reaching through on the inside of the panel over here. We're gonna push this guy out. Gives us a little bit of space. Cut away some tape. More tape over here. ruining it. I ruin everything. I found some wires. Looky there. You guys see it? I found it. There's the broken wire, or a broken wire. Look, there's a couple of them going on in here. That one, that's a white one. That wasn't even involved with anything. Here's a yellow and a blue. That one's broken. See it right there? Inside of the hole? That's deep. Oh man. How am I gonna get the space to make the repair on that? Holy smokes. Okay, back on the inside where we started from. Let's start taking this stuff apart. I need to pull this parking brake cable all the way out of here in order to get to these harnesses that are sandwiched behind everything. Get that out of the way. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here, you guys. Get that out of the way. What else do I see? There's a couple more bolts in there. Not a ground wire bolt. There's like a bracket that holds this harness assembly here. I'm going to take that off. I apologize if you guys can't see what I'm doing back there. It is what it is. I cannot do much about it. We are close quarters combat after all. All right, we're getting some motion out of things. That helps. So this is a big bracket assembly that holds the wiring harness that goes down under the kick panel slash door sill plate thing. And then up here, this harness, as it goes up, that's gonna be behind this parking brake lever, and that's where it goes through the cab, and that's the access that I need. So what we're gonna do, you guys see that bolt way up there? Probably not, but it's there. Need to get that one out. Tight squeeze. These bolts are for that whole plate assembly business over there. Let's get that little guy off at the, don't fall off on me. Uh-oh. I cannot do the reaching that I need to do. There should be one more somewhere floating around, probably up here in that far corner. Oh, there it is. I see it. Way up at the top. Yeah, just 3 of those guys. Buried too, boys. Buried. Okay, the thing's loose. How do I get it out? Might have to disconnect the cable too while I'm at it. That's pish posh. I mean, well, what I really need is like that, so that might be good. Let me bungee cord this back or something, and we'll see if this is going to be sufficient for our purposes. I think that's fine. This thing's out of the way. Let me pull off these ground wires. Those are kind of in the way. Sort of. Oh, truck's mad at me. I disconnected the ground. It does not like that. Okay, so in our hole here, see this guy right there? That's the pass-through big grommet thing for that harness to move or to run through the vehicle. So we're gonna pull this out. You there? Now we're getting some wire harness freedom. Up here is more of it. I'm gonna disconnect that from the body, that one from the body, and then I think I'm gonna pull this green connector out. I hope you guys can see up there. My apologies if you can't, but we're gonna disconnect this green connector here too to get more space. And then at some point, I'm gonna be able to actually do the repair. Can you believe that? Oh, that's buried up there too. And no, I can't put two hands on it. See? Maybe you didn't see. You guys were sitting on my face. Not like that. All right, I think we're getting somewhere. Now the question is can I pull this through enough to get it out here to do the repair? I don't think I can, because that's a whole lot of harness and it splits here. So I'm gonna have to disconnect all this stuff and pull it all that way through the inside and then do the repair. That's super duper fun. Yay for me. Let's pull more wires off. Disconnect this little guy here. That's the motor. Then that one splits and goes to the door lock and here and the relay. I think this is enough. Maybe. We'll pull the mirror off. Disconnect you. Man, the diag was the easy part. This has got to be one of the hardest electrical repairs I've ever done because I can't get to the thing that needs repaired. Now I just need to remember where all these go when I go to put them back too. Okay. Anyway, babbling on, funny moment over. Let's pull all of this through the cab, through the A-pillar, and get it apart where it can be closely inspected and or worked on. Ding! It's never gonna shut up with that ground wire disconnected. We're getting somewhere now, boys. Here it is. Sort of. It's out of the door jamb at least, see? There it is. Tell you what, I'm gonna take apart this whole harness connector business over here too. This is now in the way. Unbolt you. Disconnect you. And then this other guy. Pocket driver for the win. Disconnect the tab. Pull it apart. Okay. We're closer. We're so much more closer. I need to slide all of this down the harness or up the harness to expose this area here that I've got to make the repair in there. So on the left over there at the door actuators, I disconnected those connectors that I said I wasn't going to disconnect because this is an absolute rat's nest. And I need to untangle it before I can try to fix it. Yeah, look at here. All of these guys have to go through the hole and then through that hole. I'm pulling all this out. If it was one wire, I might try to get away with sneaking a repair in there, but since we found more than one, I'm gonna have to just really open it up. So we're doing open heart brain surgery. So the right hand is pulling the harness through and the left hand is pushing it through, wiggling the connectors around the obstacles. What a cluster this is. So anyway, this is what we're looking for. This whole business right here. Yeah, look, that was easy. Here, that's what we need. Looky there, one damaged wire. A second one. Third one right here, that little black guy. See that one? That's third one. Fourth one. Fifth one. I think 5 or 6 wires in here that are broken. Wow. So nothing has worked for a long time on this business. Isn't that something? All right, well, now it's time to begin repairing. This is a complete diagnosis, guys. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. As an act of shameless self-promotion, and since this diag and disassembly has become remarkably long, I'm gonna make this 2 videos. The first video is the one you just watched, and this is the diag section. We found the problem, we got to it. Very clearly, we found the problem. The second video, I'm actually gonna put that over on my second channel. That's Rainman Ray's Repairs Off Duty. And I know I'm on duty right now, but I'm just gonna put it over there. That way I'm not posting 2 videos on this channel in the same day. If you guys would like to go ahead and watch that video, you wait until the very end of this video, which is coming up soon. There's gonna be a little square right here in the center of it. That's the in-screen link. That is going to take you over to the physical wiring repair video, since it is sort of a different topic. That's gonna take us over to that channel, to that specific video, which will be ready by the time you watch this. If you do not see that screen at the end, or don't want to wait that long, you can go down into the comment section and you'll find a link that takes you over to that video from the comments, and you will also find that same link down inside of this video's description, as well as up here somewhere in the right hand corner. So that's like 4 different ways for you guys to make it over there to that second video if you want to watch the repair. So, no excuses. I'll see you guys there. I'm gonna close this one out since we're running out of time and I need to take a lunch and rehydrate because I'm sweating out all of my liquids from my internals. I need to order some wires and prepare this for the repair, and at which point we will begin, oh look, another one broken. We'll begin the secondary video on this particular Ford F-150. So guys, thanks for watching this one. I'll see you there over there on the second channel. If you're not aware of the second channel, there is one. Go ahead and check it out. Subscribe and like and comment while you're over there to boost that channel's algorithm. And I will see you guys on the next one. End of day, end of video, end of part 1, end of wire diagnosis. See y'all later.